any one of you who has some extra pounds is probably a client of Maya. Maya, please come and tell us what you've been doing in the past 20 years.
Thank you. First, I would like to thank the organizers of this event, and specifically Mr. Ramzi Hafiz, for inviting me to share a glimpse of my career life cycle with you today. Happy 20th anniversary, and keep the optimism. Like many of my friends in my generation, I spent my childhood moving between several countries and schools due to political instability. So I grew up between Beirut, Jeddah, and London. With a double BS degree in banking, finance, and marketing, in addition to pursuing graduate studies abroad, I started my professional journey at Wedge Bank. At a fairly young age, I was immediately positioned as the assistant to the chairman, where I was given the opportunity to explore all departments, and I was part of the team that set up new divisions such as the investment banking division and capital markets division. It all gave me an invaluable learning experience in the business and corporate world. I remained at the bank until I worked in strict confidentiality on the acquisition of the bank. In parallel, my passion and love for cooking prompted me to venture in the F&B space, and I co-founded Tribeca, the first New York-style coffee and bagel shop in the Middle East. After a year of operation and the rollout of 4 points of sale, my partners and I exited the company at a considerable profit. The brand continued to operate for another 9 years after our exit. I later moved back to London to pursue my passion and took multiple courses related to fine dining and culinary arts. Upon my return, I came back to manage Safadi Group's both corporate and private investments, as well as the funding for the Safadi Foundation. That same year, I co-founded Pinocchio and Ashrafieh, an award-winning Italian restaurant back then. This is where I went through a crowdfunding process, family and friends, and the concept was a huge success. Since I was overwhelmed with my corporate career, I had to hand over some of the tasks to one of my partners. That was a rookie mistake. This is where I learned better that proper governance is always needed, no matter how big or small your company is, and a thorough vetting process should be in place for every partner, investor, and employee. I then took over Beirut Cellar, which I managed for 14 years, and I finally just let go a few months ago. I'm now convinced that even classics and vintage items have a shelf life. In order to survive, concepts need to be overhauled and changed to adapt to market and client dynamics. The new generation of customers are much more exposed and need constant trendy innovations. I then co-founded Fiona's, an Italian restaurant in downtown Beirut, a beautiful location. It was due to be inaugurated in July 2006. We were forced to delay the opening because of the summer 2006 war in Lebanon. Then, once again, things got back to normal, and we were hit by the sit-in in Beirut downtown. So for a whole year, guests could not reach the restaurant by car. It was a disastrous opening year. Nonetheless, we managed the crisis, survived, and relaunched again in early 2007. We had an amazing 5 years of operation. The company was named amongst the top 25 fastest growing companies in 2010. And then I exited the business in 2012 to one of the partners. I started getting more and more offers and inquiries for consultancy, and I decided to quit the corporate world and focus more and more on my F&B and hospitality career. Hence, I launched a consultancy firm with my brother, and we opened offices in Beirut and UAE simultaneously. Together, we developed several concepts for the UAE market, such as a gourmet burger chain, a Lebanese brasserie and cafe, in addition to a green healthy concept called Shoots, which was quickly franchised, and we sold the company at a profit a year after opening the first prototype. Some of the other projects I was involved in was Sheraton Jeddah F&B concept development, Solidaire setting up a $25 million F&B operating platform, which developed several food and beverage brands with renowned celebrity chefs, a central kitchen, and a catering company. Greenfield Levantine concept development for a private equity fund in North American market, concept development for the Del Monte Group for the UK market, Fada Catering, where I restructured and implemented a corporate catering division for them and increased their sales by double digits, General F&B related consultancy jobs, tasks ranging from market research to turnkey projects in KSA, Qatar, Ivory Coast, London, Iraq, and Lebanon. During the last 7 years, I've had my share of being a full-time working mom, taking care of my 2 little troublemakers at home, bringing them up while on the run and with a very hectic schedule and timetable. No woman is a superwoman. That's not true. We are all humans. We all have our ups and downs. It was all about prioritizing each and every moment. I sometimes wish there were more than 24 hours a day in order to finish the things I had on hand. Recently, we developed some concepts such as Spin the Hen, which we franchised in less than a year. The brand didn't survive the change of ownership. Maybe franchising was too quick. However, its potential is very promising, and we shall bring it back to life very soon. Curly Q is my latest. It's a pastry shop. It serves a unique dessert using state-of-the-art machinery, which was manufactured especially for our concept. It took 2 years of research and development and traveled to many parts of the world, and the creation of focus groups in order to come up with the innovative idea. We already sold 1 franchise in Lebanon, and we are working on an expansion plan abroad. Being a foodie and due to my knowledge in F&B, friends, family, and acquaintances started asking me to cater for their events, and I did. Then I started getting calls from friends of friends, and this is where I had to set up my catering company, The Food Studio, which has been growing slowly but surely over the years. I became specialized in niche catering, discovery menus, pairing menus with single malt sake and fine wines. The Food Studio caters for internationally renowned brands, for small dinner parties, kids' birthdays, very selective clients, as well as a few corporate accounts. I was elected a member of the board of the Syndicate of Restaurant Owners in Lebanon in 2014, first woman ever to be elected on that board. And I was elected as the General Secretary of the Syndicate in January 2017. I'm a very proud, active member of the Executive Board, a board which is young and very much results-oriented. I also take pleasure whenever I have a free hour to share my culinary experience, and I write a lot about trends, numbers, and food, and in the food and beverage industry. On the personal level, I was awarded the Best Woman Achiever in Hospitality in 2010. I was chosen to represent Lebanon in women entrepreneurship forums in many countries. I was invited by the State Department in the US to attend the IVLP program, a very exclusive and intensive program which enables people from around the world to become better leaders in their communities, states, and countries. I was invited to take part of roundtable meetings at ESCWA, economic development forums, women empowerment, gender equality, young entrepreneurs, bridging gaps between Europe and the Middle East, Kuwait, Bahrain, Geneva, Berlin, and much more. I have mentored other young ladies to empower them and encourage them to venture in the business world. I still mentor 1 young lady every year. Finally, I need to thank my parents and my family who supported and encouraged my entrepreneurship path since I was very young. My husband for being very supportive of my career and my timetable. My 2 little daughters who look up to me and keep on fighting on who's going to be like mommy, a restaurateur or a foodie. For them, it's all about playing with the melted chocolate and cupcake decoration. Currently, in view of the economic times in Lebanon, I'm now developing small concepts which I call recession-proof concepts, whereby they need extremely minimal investments, and the offering is very easy on everyone's pocket. Ongoing activities now are 11th Time Brasserie project in Qatar. I opened the first branch a few months ago. A Beirut-based coffee brewery going internationally. A project in the Ivory Coast. 2 large Turkey projects in the UAE. Multiple store licensed F&B clusters. Not to mention a couple of other projects on hand in Lebanon that address the current market gaps. Finally, this is why I don't agree with you, Jean. Working in Lebanon, everyone truly deserves to be called a business warrior, without the hatred part. Surviving difficult financial times, working under political, local, and regional unrest, fighting corruption, making a living, being successful, especially in industries that are not properly regulated, and most importantly, creating lovely stories and moments. Thank you.